to the Hexfire Forge where, everything is everything. Nerdy. So today we are touching on what subject, Bradley? Forge Master.
It is why Nikola Tesla was obsessed with the Egyptian pyramids.
Okay, here we go. So where you want to start at? While we're doing this, I am going to finish working on my Quest Pariah Jada Dogga.
I'm going to be working on the MS-06F Zaku 2 F2.
Hell yeah. So, by the way, just a little update. This Thursday, I will be getting the Jesta Gundam.
The what?
Real grade. And I'm also going to be getting in a couple days, around the 23rd through the 24th, the Immortal Justice and the Rising Freedom.
Badass.
Got them for around, I think it was like 35, $40 for both of them.
No shit.
Pretty psyched about it.
Hell yeah, I would be too.
Got some stuff done around the house today too.
Nice. You said you redid your desk?
Kinda. I basically just moved some stuff around. Nothing too much, but I'm still trying to find a setup that works in here. Alright, so let's dive into this. First, let's give a little background on the topic at hand. So we're going to be touching on the Free Energy Project right now, right?
Is that what they call it?
Well, that's what it was called, and basically, yeah.
Oh yeah, where he was different. Right, he was trying to get free power for everyone.
Yeah.
But this leads into how he believed the pyramids were the answer, basically.
Hell yeah. I can see where that's supposed to be where that would come into play.
What are you working on? You said again that
the Quest Pariah Jada Dogga.
Yes, that thing is sweet.
Yeah. Comes with a freaking energy freaking Gatling gun.
Really?
Yeah. And then it's got 6 funnels. It's got a shield that's equipped with energy weapons, and then a beam saber with an anti-armor knife as well that turns into a beam saber.
That's badass.
Oh yeah.
What did that come out of?
It comes out of Kashar's counterattack.
I need to go back and watch that. It's been a while.
It's so the NU was.
Hey, hold on one second. You pause it right quick. My daughter went to the hospital and she's calling.
All right, yeah. I'll take you off of there.
Hello?
Okay. So, from what I understand, this episode is going to be touching on the free energy program with Nikola Tesla, how it ties into ancient alien theories, I believe. And we're going to be going from there. And sometimes I hate having long hair. Why I had to say that, I don't even know. Welcome to my world, people. Welcome back, Forge Master.
What is happening? Sorry about that.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, she her C-section incision split.
Oh.
It opened up pretty wide, so she just went to the hospital to see what the hell.
Well, I hope that problem gets fixed and it doesn't happen again.
You too. She's been having it rough here lately.
I'll send her some positive and healing energy as well.
She's doing pretty good for herself, though, but you know how it is. Times are tough these days.
Don't I know that all too well? Like, me and my significant other, we both have, well, she has a full-time job. I have a part-time job. And then I have another source of income. And we're still barely scraping by. So, yeah, it's all too real out there.
It really is. It's
the 1%ers are all too happy to screw everyone that's not like them over.
Well, the thing is, that's really blows my mind about the whole thing is it's going to come to fruition. It's going to burst. And when the people can't purchase their shitty goods anymore.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Where's the money coming from? I mean, that's just, it blows my mind how stupid they are.
It's not stupidity. Ignorance. It's just sheer fucking fuck you guys. You guys don't have a couple $1 million in the bank. You guys aren't one of us, so we're gonna use you.
Yep.
It's just sheer greed.
And they damn sure do fucking use us too.
They get what they want and then they throw the rest away.
Yep.
Which in my mind, that's a whole nother freaking way of waste. But
it used to be people were the investment, and companies would invest in their employees, pay good benefits, so on and so forth. But I just don't know what this new culture is with companies. And I mean, I know it's straight greed. I mean, I'm not stupid, but
the almighty dollar, the root of all evil.
It just blows my mind that, like, you can be more profitable if you treat your employees properly and they work efficiently for you versus the way they do it now and can't get people in, and they sit back, oh, nobody wants to work anymore. No, nobody wants to be a slave.
Well, the way I look at it is that the world's going down the tubes lubricated, and we might as well have some fun, but just don't go out there and motherfucker get up for everyone.
It definitely is going down the tubes. And it seems to be worldwide too, because it's, I don't know.
Everyone's perpetuated by trying to get a hold ahead of the Johnsons. Well, you know what? The Johnsons pretty much own this country.
Yep. This is true.
Unfortunately, that is just the way of the world. They have the ability, they've got the power, they've got everything they need to do such a thing. Since they own the companies that everybody wants to have in their lives, so they go unchecked, and that's that.
Well, I do believe, I don't know when, but it's going to collapse soon.
I agree with you
There's gonna have
there.
to be something new come out of it, like a new.
I hope so.
Unfortunately, we have to endure what we have now until then.
It's sad the way that the world is turning around, and like even our forefathers are probably turning in the graves right now. We're
Oh,
supposed
for
to be
sure.
free of religious persecution or anything of the sort. People are out there every day telling people they're wrong because of who or what they are. And in my mind, that's just sheer stupidity. The people that do this wouldn't like them to be done like that. So why the hell do they do it? Oh, because they can, and because they can, they should, and because they should, they're right.
Right.
No, you guys are like whoever has this way of thinking, who thinks that it's cool to bag on people for who and what they are, you're idiots and you're lame in my books. You need to grow the hell up and get the hell on. All right, let's get down to the topic because I could spend a whole freaking 2 hours on that topic.
Let me get to it.
So the free energy, like, yeah.
What you digging around there?
Hmm?
What you digging for?
I'm digging for the hips. Time to start putting those together. That's what she said.
Hold on a second. I'm getting a good polish on this dude.
Yeah.
Had pretty bad nubs on that one.
So long as you're not doing that speedo, you'll be fine.
All right. So you want me to read from this? And
Yeah, go ahead, man. This episode is mostly up to you, my guy.
let's see if I can get back to it. Does that cut my camera off when I click on
No.
there? You can
No,
still
you're
see it?
good. Yeah.
Okay. I can't on my end. Anyway, Nikola Tesla died somewhat unappreciated, but his fame and the myth around him has continued to grow tremendously into our times. He is now perceived as the ultimate mad scientist, the one who essentially invented our times, credited with key ideas leading to smartphones, Wi-Fi, AC, electrical supply systems, and more. Too bad he didn't get that back then. He was a
Yeah.
super smart dude, man. That I don't know. He definitely was ahead of his time. And then you had Westinghouse that just didn't want him to fucking get nowhere. Anyway,
There was a lot of
Besides,
stuff that happened back then to him.
yeah, there was. And just pure profit. I mean, what they were trying to do back then, which
Yeah,
is why things are the way they are today with electric companies. I bet you somebody's built that shit that he was talking about back in the day, too.
yeah, I'm pretty sure the government already has it.
I guarantee it. Anyway, wipe this off. Jeez. Besides ideas that Tesla implemented and patented, he also had many other interests in different fields of research, some quite esoteric. One of the most unusual was his preoccupation with the Egyptian pyramids, on one of humanity's most mysterious and magnificent constructions. Does that move on your side?
Huh?
Is when I scroll, does it move on your side?
Well, there's music going.
Music.
Like, I didn't catch that, my guy. It's still showing up here.
Okay. I think I got the crud.
The crud. Oh
Yeah.
no, not the crud. Anything but the crud. I had to wake my son up earlier and like feed him. That kind of threw me through a loop. He was sitting there eating and asleep at the same freaking time. I don't know how that's even possible.
Man, when you gotta have it, I get it. Tesla believed they served a higher purpose and was investigating them throughout his life. What did he find so alluring about the pyramids? He wondered if they weren't giant transmitters of energy, a thought that coincided with his investigation into how to send energy wirelessly. In 1905, Tesla filed a patent in the U.S. titled "The Art of Transmitting Electrical Energy Through the Natural Medium," outlining designs for a series of generators around the world, which would tap the ionosphere for energy collections. He saw planet Earth itself, with its two poles, as a giant electrical generator of limitless power, energy. His triangle-shaped design became known as the Tesla electromagnetic pyramid.
Oh
That's cool. I am the dude that believes that it's
yeah. You see, the
very
way that I
possible.
view this would have been a lot better if they would have gone ahead and just let them do it, but they were thinking with their pocketbooks and not their
Right.
freaking brains.
This is true. And that's the same thing with going to the moon and shit. Or even recycling. If there's no profit to be made from it, they're not going to put a whole lot of thought in it. And if they don't believe, because they thought the dude was crazy.
See, the whole moon thing, that one's a touchy subject for me because I think it's about 50-50. I don't think that they were up there for the entirety of the thing like they said they were. I think that they landed up there, they did the walk, but that was it. They were not up there
Really?
as long as they thought that they said they were. I think it was a technology problem. They didn't have enough money to be able to make the tanks or anything that they would need to store that kind of oxygen.
I don't know, man. I think they went all the way up into the 80s. Like, I don't know.
I just think that there's a lot of things that went on there, like just not even just the technology that they just so happenly came up with. It was just too convenient that they got the rocket built and everything like within that amount of time.
You know, you're touching into something else that I somewhat find intriguing with. I think, yeah, that's why I like the Tesla stories and stuff. I think all throughout history, all the way up until now, we've been helped. Or somebody's, I don't know, man. There's got to be something. How do you go from nothing to something in a blink of an eye? I mean, you think back in World War II, there wasn't really, I mean, there was propeller planes, and look how fast we evolved from the beginning of propeller planes to the end of propeller planes.
That's a good point.
I mean, it was relatively fast.
Yeah.
I'm not saying per se that during that time we were helped. We are very ingenious type people once we put our minds to something. But also, I think things were coming to light in other ways. I mean, you look at after World War II, how fast technology progressed. I mean, you can chalk that up into a lot of things. Like people were, you know, because of the Cold War and all that, there was more time, money, and investment put into it. And I believe that to a certain extent. You know, when there's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't.
There's a lot of things that the government, like every government, and like there's certain governments out there that are pretty honest with their people, but they still don't know everything.
Right. They still won't. I'm not going to go as far as saying some of the conspiracies out there are true about being visited or the government is in cahoots with a certain alien race. I'm not going to stretch that far, but I am the person that believes that we have been visited for centuries.
I believe the same thing because it's highly improbable that there is that much of, how can I say this? Like there is not any kind of way that we can be alone out there.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way. There's no way. Even if you take the theory of us actually being visited away, there's no way that anybody should be able to say as huge as this fucking galaxy is. There's no one else. I mean, they're finding similar planets to ours every day.
Yeah, there was what towards the beginning of this year or the end of last year
Something like
that
that,
they
yeah.
found.
So, if there's planets out there that are possible, that are very similar to ours, bigger, smaller, whatever, I mean, in my mind, it's foolish to believe that there couldn't be someone else. Even, like I said, even if you took out the equation of them coming here and being more advanced than us, they may be where we are. Just saying. I wish
Yeah.
people would open their minds a little bit more about stuff.
Well, there is a lot of closed mindedness in the world because, like, you always fear what you don't understand, and if you're
Right.
not if you don't want to understand, you can't begin to do anything other than look like an idiot in my book.
Yep. Holding on for dear life for something that might be not true. Or just be bigger than what you and I can think of. I don't know, man. I know it boggles my mind. You can still believe what you believe, but also know that there's possibility that there's far more out there. I mean, dude, there's other galaxies floating around out there. Jesus Christ.
Like
You
I
think,
said, it's highly improbable that we're the only ones.
I totally agree with that because it's like even over there in the Andromeda system, like I said, even if they're not technologically advanced no more than we are, there's got to be more people over there. It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's just people don't want to believe that. Some don't. Some do, but I have noticed talking to random people at work and stuff that don't really think the way we do. And even them, they'll sit and say, well, there's got to be something. As huge as this is, they're willing to hear it out. I just
Yeah.
think until we get a control on what we perceive as religion under control, some people are just not going to be willing to unplug from the matrix, per se.
Nope. They're too closed off.
And it's really sad if you think about it.
That
I mean,
is.
even if you don't want to entertain the possibility of something being true, at least be intrigued enough to want to read about it or know about it. That's the whole thing, too. A lot of people just, or they're, I think people are starting to believe more now than they used to. I mean, the videos the government let out, what, a couple years ago, the military and the Navy.
Yeah, the Navy plane being chased by
Right.
a UFO.
Now you can sit and think to yourself, and the way I think about it, it's they're letting you know it's true in a certain extent, but they're only giving you a piece of crumb to keep you occupied from what's really going on.
That is true. That's the government for you.
It's like here's some crumbs that hey, this might be real, but
We've got this going on over here.
right,
The left hand keeping the eyes distracted, or the right hand keeping the eyes distracted, or something like that.
yep,
I can't remember the old saying.
yep.
Basically, sleight of hand is what it's talking about.
I think that's how it is. It's like here, I'm gonna give you a little bit, but this is actually a bigger problem, or it's people that may be wanting to help us and they don't want that, or
Yeah.
they want to continue to believe that it's the devil or whatever.
Well,
They're
the people that label stuff the devil are usually the ones you have to worry about anyways, because they're usually the first ones to stab your ass right in the fucking back.
yes, sir. This is true.
Unfortunately, I'm not saying every Christian out there is, but there are too many Christians out there that would rather condemn someone for their beliefs or anything because they don't align than
Right.
to just let people be.
Just let people be. You cannot like what somebody's doing, but you can also just live your life and let them be.
Yep.
You don't have to say something. You cannot like something. That's fine. That's your God given gift. You
It's
don't
called
have to
like
like everything.
it's called freedom. It's called will. What is it? Freedom, not freedom of speech, but free will. That's what it's called.
Free will, yeah.
Every deity that has ever been a creator god has given every human in this world free will,
Right.
depending on what spiritual path you follow. But there are too many people out there that would rather take that free will away than to
Yep.
let people be people. And to me, that is a blasphemy.
I agree. I agree. But people like us that say shit like that, we're the bad guy.
Yeah, because we're free spirited and we're free. We have our own thoughts and our own ways to look at shit.
Yeah.
They don't want us to do that because they want to be the ones in control, making all the decisions and everything else.
Yep.
Last person that was Christian that tried to take over the heavens was an angel, and now look at him.
Well, what's funny you say that is they're doing it again. They're trying to do it again. It
They're
blows
trying to
my fucking
outlaw
mind.
and so many things that just because they don't agree with it.
Right.
So
It just
yes, there's a
blows
lot of
my mind.
debate on transgenders and everything. My view on it, this is just my view though. If they're not hurting anyone, leave them the fuck alone.
Leave
You
them
don't have to
be.
look at them. You don't have to say shit to them.
Right.
You don't gotta be a pompous windbag that can't let anything go. Just leave them alone.
Just leave them
that.
alone.
Just because you don't get it and it's not your type of lifestyle doesn't give you the right to take someone else's lifestyle away
Right.
from them. Because as soon as someone did that, that person that did that to the other people would be throwing a fit and having the other person arrested because they're the gut law.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned, they're a bunch of little childish jerkwads. And they really don't deserve the power that they've got.
Funny thing is, too, is some of those people, most of those people are in charge of our government.
Yep. And if they've got a problem, they can come talk to me and I'll tell them to fuck off just like I am now. I don't give a damn. You guys don't deserve your power because you're trying to take away free rights to people
Right.
you don't even talk to or interact with. How in the hell does that make any sense? No, it's because they're a bunch of controlling bitch asses. Excuse my language. But someone that takes away health care for someone like that or anything of that nature is not human in my eyes. They're worse than demon and homunculi and everything that is of the night.
I agree.
I really don't care what they think because they don't give a damn what we think.
No, they don't. Not at all. Not at all. And that's part of the problem.
Yeah. They have, in my mind, they have no souls, no heart, no spine. They're all a bunch of cowards that they're just control freaks. And if someone tries to go against them, they want that person thrown in jail for the rest of their lives just because they don't want to conform. And now they're trying to force everyone to conform. Pretty soon, anyone that does anything that is not directly the law, you could even listen to one song that gets outlawed just because it came across your radio. Right. And you're getting the type of shit. We're going to be living in a dictatorship here in a while, I see. Probably
see
not in our lifetime, I hope.
I don't know. I think it will be.
With the way that the government's being bought and paid for by everyone and other that shouldn't even be allowed to be in. Yeah.
I don't think Trump's going to be the one that we're talking about. I think he's going to be the beginning.
He was the beginning because now, now people that shouldn't get involved in politics are getting involved in it. Not that I can vote anyways, but yeah. And then there's people out there that don't want to let anyone have a chance at anything because they want it all.
Right.
Greed is, yes, it can be good to be greedy from time to time. But when you start making it hard for everyone else to live because of your dumbass decisions and you enforcing only your ways, then no, you're not a good leader. You're not a good human. You're just a horrible person in my book. You might be thinking that you're doing the right things, but hell was the road to hell was paved with good intentions.
I think after this election, whether it's Trump or Biden, nobody knows. I can give you my opinion, but either one, I think we're just as fucked as the other. But
Most
I think
definitely.
I think it's going to get a lot harder on us people. And
I
like I
see
said,
that.
it doesn't matter which one gets it. I think it's going to get a lot worse for us little people out here.
Mm-hmm. The 1% will just gain more power. Bunch of lazy fucking idiots. Get the fuck all over yourselves, you 1% suckasses.
They have
Stop
all
fucking over the people that work for you. That
and
won't
that's
happen. Oh,
no,
they just can't.
no, not until the people. Me and my wife was talking about this today. Same thing, where it was like until everybody comes together and says enough and puts aside each other's differences and not care what color your skin is or what you worship or
Any of it,
want to
really.
be a
It should
woman and
never
you're a
be
man, it doesn't matter.
never been a thing.
What?
That should have never been a thing where everyone's worried about like what religion and everything else like that. That should have never been a thing. We're supposed to be a country free of persecution of any kind.
Yep.
Hell,
But
half of my people were wiped out by someone just so that they could have their way. I'm half Native American, and they, Custer and everyone that was like him damn near committed mass genocide.
that right there should have been the opening eye to how this country was going to be when it
I think
first
it
started.
was, but at the point in time that it was going on, racism was too far embedded already.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. It was norm. It was a norm.
Anyone that wasn't white, cis, and in the church 24/7, donating most of their money, was
Hey,
bagged on, hearts on, or run out of town.
hey, hold on a second.
All right, hold on. Give me a second here. All right. Yeah, I'm going to turn your mic down. Just give me the thumbs up when you're ready. You ready to come back in? All right. Ugh. Ready? All right, here we go. Hey,
So I find it funny that where I work. It's pretty diverse with um, politics, for the most part, it's diehard Trump Republicans with a mix of just normal Republicans and some Democrat type people. But when you talk to these people, and this is what really trips me out about it, is everybody kind of feels the same way about stuff. It's the extreme people that are just pushing this crazy. I don't know,
Because they're
man.
not straight or whatever, that they shouldn't be allowed to exist.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at and don't get me wrong, just your normal normie, Republican or Democrat or whatever, they all kind of feel the same way we do. Nobody really gives a fuck. But you just get these extremists that get all these people in an uproar. I don't know, man. I just don't understand.
Well, like that one guy that's preaching against anyone that is bi or gay or trans or anything like that. He's not out and out saying it, but he's suggestively suggesting that people take up arms and force these people into submission.
Yes,
Or kill them.
yes, this is true.
And he's trying to get the police to watch outside of his house because he's receiving death threats by the dozens every day that he makes a broadcast. Sometimes even when he's not making a broadcast, he's an evangelical whatever. But in my mind, all he is doing is blaspheming against his God because he is teaching what Jesus taught. I'm not even a Christian, and I know this. And people look at me like, "How do you know this stuff?" I wasn't exactly born into a coven or anything. Like that doesn't happen much anymore. But just because I'm of a different spiritual path doesn't mean that I didn't do my homework.
Right.
And I get asked all the time because I practice Norse Druidism. Well, I've been told by so many people that I am racist because I worship Odin. When people don't even want to do their homework and realize that Vikings were a melting pot. There weren't that many racist Vikings. Not compared to some of the people that are how many racist people are around today against whatever.
Yeah. No shit. About whatever. I mean, dude.
Racism is
fucking shit out of those poor Gazans over there. Nobody gives a fuck.
I think that we need, like you said, we just need to come together.
Yes, and that's what needs to happen. And before that happens, until that happens, it's going to get far worse. People are starting to wake up to it. It's just too slow.
Yeah, it's like they're all stuck in a slow release of a boot loop.
Right. It's not that people don't care or don't see.
It's just they've had a blind eye most of their life because of whatever reason. And now that they're beginning to wake up, they're like, wow, I helped create this. I've seen people like, I didn't vote for this shit. But yet, here we are.
Right. I didn't either. And and it's like you said, here we are.
But what they don't
because and here's the other thing too, though, man. It's not like they really give us people a chance to really vote for anybody that's worth a fuck. I mean, look what they're doing. They want you to vote for who they want and who's going to be easy for them to control or go along with their bullshit. I mean, Jesus Christ, fucking Biden's half dead. I mean, I apologize for anybody that's watching this and get mad at me for saying that, but
He's too old.
Yes, and he's aiding and abetting a fucking genocide, man, in our name. I don't have nothing to do with that shit. I don't want people to fucking die.
No.
That's not my idea, man.
There's things that that go on a daily basis because of, oh well, it's not over here, we don't have to worry about it.
Right.
Well, eventually it's going to happen. The world's going to turn against us because of our our leaders. That is what's coming. The fall of the United States. And whatever country invades first will probably claim this country as their own.
And I think we are closer to that than we think.
Really?
Maybe not necessarily full out invasion, but like you said, turning against us.
Yeah, I see that happening very, very, easily because of all the stupidity that has gone on to this point that, like, why in the hell do we need to do all the shit that we've been doing to people? We've been going over into their countries. We've been blowing shit up and everything else. We don't need to be doing that, at least until, more solid proof or something of that nature. Last Desert Storm, Desert Shield, I respect the warriors that went over there and fought for us. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me twisted. I've got family in the military, and this is why I say it the way that I'm about to say it. We do not need to send our men and women over there when they should be here protecting this country.
Right.
To get blown up to protect a bunch of damn oil fields.
The thing is, man, you don't send troops anywhere unless it's something like World War II, where you were actually fighting for goddamn freedom for people.
But too many fucking senators and everything get in a fucking tizzy because they're part of OPEC.
Yep.
Get your mind off your damn pocketbooks. Oil is not worth a human life, you lame asses. And I don't care if there's a 1%er that's on the OPEC board right now watching this. You better get off my damn page if you are, for one. And two, get your head out of your six. I don't understand why people want to sacrifice everything and everyone for a bunch of freaking paper and metal that you won't take into the afterlife with you.
Makes no sense. And that's how it is every fucking day. It's fucking
sheer
sad.
Stupidity. People like that make me sick.
You and me both.
I like the people out there that are a part of the 1% that do the right thing with their money. There are some 1%ers out there that are really good people. Like they live a humble life. They have humble belongings. And then they turn around and they give a great deal of their money to charity. That is a good thing. Or they build stuff left and right in certain places, not just within the U.S., but everywhere. I think the government is too worried about how they look to the world instead of showing the world what to do, which is how I always viewed this country was supposed to be like.
I agree with that. I totally
We're supposed to be land of the free, home of the brave, not land of the controlled and home of the fuck, we're idiots. And I mean the government in that.
We are getting to that point, man. I mean, the world is not okay with our behavior. Shit's coming out every day, more and more.
I mean, hell, China brought up sanctions against us for the abortion shit.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck? China, of all places.
It's only a matter of time, man, before shit starts fucking happening that people don't want. I mean, and like I said, I'm not saying like necessarily full on invasion, but I mean, what if the world stops giving
Trading
us
with
money
us
for
goes
trading
just
with us,
completely
right?
to fucking.
Destroying the American dollar. I mean, you're talking about full fucking collapse.
Well, and then they'll probably leave us out to dry
Well,
because,
absolutely.
our government was too damn lazy. And the Second Amendment wasn't put in place for what we're dealing with right now with our government. Not so we can protect ourselves from each other, but from our government, a tyrannical government.
We are definitely to the tyrannical stage with our government.
Yeah. Look what happened to Great Britain when they started going tyrannical back in the during the Crusades and everything.
It's only a matter of time.
Every form of government that goes tyrannical collapses.
Sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it's pretty quick, but yes, it always collapses because of that. You can only push people so far.
Mm-hmm.
Once people get starving enough and desperate enough, and I think, just
I think we're
personal
almost
opinion
there.
from what I see and observe, I think it's going to be a long time, and eventually our people will do the same thing, but I think it's going to take a while because you have to get to the point where people of the uh, crazy side of things, the extremists, they have to hurt too, not just us. And then once that happens, I think, I mean, until those extreme Trumpies start feeling the pain, they're not going to change their mind. The people
Nope.
that are hardcore Joe Biden people, they're not going to change their mind, not until they hurt.
And the only place that's going to do is if the banks get shut down and
Right,
they can't buy
right.
shit.
Dude, shit's going to hit the fan a lot sooner than we think economically. I'm telling you, dude.
And
It's the only.
I don't see anybody that actually has any money being able to survive barely, if at all, unless they're prepared for something like this,
Right.
which you put it past me.
Most people are not. Most people are not prepared for something like that. I'm not. Because we're all out here fucking starving and trying to fucking make it. So how do you prepare?
You really can't.
No.
It's a catch 52.
Right, because every ounce of your money has to go to the fucking government or to providing for your family to eat. Just to fucking eat, man.
$5 for a gallon of milk? What the hell?
Dude, $6 for a box of cereal? Fuck you.
Huh.
I remember
What
as a kid,
get the
my mom
knockoff? All
complaining.
these were under $4.
Yeah, Aldi's, but the problem with Aldi's is they don't always have the same fucking products every damn time. Like, I mean, I like Aldi's, don't get me wrong. We do shop there, but it's
Kind of
just not
have
the
to.
thing.
Like, I kind of have to. Like, I'm like like I said earlier, me and my significant other are starting all the way over. We've got to buy
Yeah,
certain pieces of furniture, and like we've got to buy plates and like stuff like that. And we're sitting here and we've gotten help from people, and and then we're like, from time to time we'll have people look at us like we're stupid because we're asking for help.
it's hard. I mean, and that's the thing. See, that's the other thing, too, that I wish would fucking change is people
Just
need to
because
start
we ask
working
for help
together.
doesn't mean we're weak.
I mean, people have to put the shit aside. But see, here's the other shitty and scary part about this. What we're talking about when it finally does collapse, before people realize to come together and start a new community, it's gonna be fucking mass mayhem,
Yeah.
plundering, pillaging, raping.
Mm.
It's fucking
I
nuts.
feel sorry for whoever tries to come to my door and try to take my shit. There's not going to be just me there, though. That's the thing. I'm not alone, and it took me forever to realize that.
But think about the many others that are not.
Well, if they can, go by some rules, treat others as you want treated. Don't be greedy at all. The first sign of greed, you're gone. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Once you start your community, right, it has to be a together thing.
Yeah.
It has to be. That's the only way it's going to function. And here, the shitty part about that is, you look through history. That's how it's always been. That's how it's always been. It's just we forgot.
Yeah. We're too wrapped up in getting 30,000 likes and 20 million followers and everything else in between, but doing the right thing, and that's helping each other out.
Right. No matter what you do or whatever. And that's what we have to come back to. You have to help each other and be better. Just be better.
Yeah. There are too many people that have forgotten what it means to be,
well,
in my mind, an actual living, breathing human being. Because what I look out there and I look at the world, all I see is greed and gluttony.
Yeah, and the thing too, it's all about me mentality. It's about me.
There are too many narcissists out there in my book.
Right.
I gotta look good. I gotta look hard. I gotta look hood.
I think a little conspiracy, but I think they programmed everything that way through TV and through dumbing down the education system.
Brainwashed, you're pretty low in the mental department to do that. Like, from what I understand about brainwashing, it only works on a certain kind of person. Someone that is weak-minded.
Yes, this is true, but over time, the CIA has even proven this. The more they tell you something, they keep telling you the same thing over and over and over and over again. You eventually start believing it.
Well, that's just basic psychology.
I mean, it's
not really, that I agree with it. Deal. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to agree with it because I don't want it to be happening. But
I understand. But
end of the day, there's nothing I can do about it from my point. As at this particular point in time, I've got a family to take.
That's right. None of us can do about it, and that's the thing too. Is that they've gotten it to that point now.
Yeah, but we're the bad guys. We're the ones that are.
Right. But that's the whole thing.
Not making you a bad person.
That's the whole thing about the mind controls, demonizing people, taking the human out of it. That's why they tell everybody that trans and gays are evil. It's because part of the narrative. It's just part of their bullshit.
They're afraid of something that is not an exact carbon copy of them, or a brown noser.
And they don't want change because that's the way it's been forever, and it's tradition or whatever.
That's not tradition. That's that is just sheer stupidity in my book.
Right.
If you don't grow, you're going to get left behind type of mentality. I guess you could say it's what I've got.
It's the same thing as still believing in Christmas the way they do. It's. And don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to poke on Christmas, but it's really
They don't
not
know the true, a
necessary.
lot of people don't know the true meaning of Christmas. And I'm not talking about the Christian one. Santa Claus's suit, the Yule log, the Yule tree, the time that it falls on is all stolen from pagan path.
Yep, but they won't tell you that.
No, because that's the church.
Right.
The church is supposed to be the supreme power. Like bullshit, they're human too. In fact, there's more messed up people in the church than in our everyday government,
Yep.
especially like within certain sects and everything within churches.
Yep. Nasty motherfuckers.
Mm.
Those are the ones trying to tell everybody that everybody else is wrong.
Yeah. But yet they're the biggest sinners out of the whole freaking flock.
I think that's because they don't want to come out of the closet.
They don't want to be busted out of the closet is more like
Right.
it.
I
They're
believe that.
cowards. They have no moral compass, but oh well, as long as it's not being seen, I can do it.
Right.
And then those people just get moved to a different location and told not to do it again.
Yep. Shame.
What the hell?
They say shame on you,
Yeah.
and then
Say
move on
40
from
Hail Marys and 10 where aren't thou fathers, and you shall be forgiven.
it. Yep.
Which brings me to a joke. All right, so I'm probably gonna have to like make sure like if you're not 18, at least don't repeat this, or better yet, just turn off your ears. Like, let me get back to my like where you're viewing me. Ah, there we go. So you know it's always good to wash adult toys, right?
Yeah.
That's why Catholics came up with baptism.
What?
Yeah, it's a joke, man.
I was about to, but see, here's the thing. Okay, I get what you're saying. It's a joke, but dude, listen, it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, there are so many artifacts that the Catholic Church have like hid away because they don't have the ability to be able to destroy them because it takes a high level set of brains, not just like sheer oh we're gonna pray it away type of thing.
Well,
These
they
artifacts
also
are
they also
otherworldly.
don't want to give up their power.
They're probably like, there are so many things that the church has done, like just not just the Catholic churches, but during the Salem witch trials, most of the like witches, the supposed witches, were just someone that was like the women that got accused of it that
Yeah.
weren't witches, which was most of them, were all accused of like being a witch because they were doing something immoral with someone else's husband or wife.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
term warlock comes from the Salem witch trials time period. It is a clergyman that has gone dark side because they gained too much power within a coven, got close to the grimoire or book of shadows, and got drunk with mystical power.
Damn. So they're
So, but you
damn.
see, history doesn't want people to know this. Like this isn't supposed to be the right thing to know. So they swept it under the rug. But if you
Yeah,
go
of
back
course.
and you do your research, which I like, if you're gonna do a spiritual path other than mainstream like paths, do your research, people. Do not skip on referencing all of it. Like, do your homework. because you might be getting into something that you're not about.
Yep, and get sucked in.
Like so many people have in so many other ways than just this particular topic. And I just realized our whole freaking conversation was supposed to be about Tesla and the pyramids. My bad.
This turned into a good one, though.
Yeah.
I
just
actually enjoyed this conversation.
I would
Obviously, we both had to get something out about it.
yeah. One thing that's been really bugging me about the world these days is everyone has been demanding respect, but they don't want to show any.
Right.
But yet they constantly are bitching because they're not getting respect. Well, if you don't show any respect, how are you supposed to get any? Like, I thought that's how it was supposed to work.
This new world we're in is fucking strange to me, man. I almost feel like I don't belong anymore.
I like to refer to myself as a man at a time because I do not feel like I am from this time period.
Right. Right. I agree. That's what I'm saying too, man. Because it's like makes zero sense. But as someone, I used to be a fucking idiot about shit too, man. But like we've talked before, coming out of shit like that because you're logical and you see things for what they are, and you know yourself is being fucked over. It's like, I don't, come on, guys, come on, people, get with the program. We're not the bad guys. We're not trying to screw nobody.
I'm not trying to like get over on anyone, most definitely. I want everyone to come to their own understanding in their own time.
I want everyone to not be in pain and misery anymore, and regardless of your walk of life.
Like I've said before, and I've said probably tonight, like if you're not hurting anyone or yourself, you're fine.
You're fine.
Just
You're fine.
don't start hurting people.
Right.
Definitely don't like cause emotional or mental trauma, because in my mind that's worse than physical trauma.
I agree. I've been really working hard on myself to not be so angry and to see things for what they are, and try to be more positive about things because we're all hurting. I've made mistakes. I've done shitty things in my life, and I see. Right.
Not that it makes it right to do that, but still. Doesn't make us bad people.
No, but it's just time to not be angry anymore. Times are tough, and people that you love need to be. I don't know, man. There just needs to be more love.
There's not enough love in the world, and there's too much condemning and blaming and pushing off everything onto other people. Yeah. Like my significant other just got out of a relationship with someone that could not stop doing what that individual had been asked not to do. He did it time and time again. And I've seen it done right in front of me, too.
Damn.
Yeah. And this guy is a narcissist. He literally calls everyone an idiot or something because he's displaying that everyone's beneath him, that he doesn't find worthy of anything, which is pretty much everyone. He doesn't want anyone that he's laid claim to having a life outside of him. He doesn't want anyone that is not agreeing with him or stroking his ego around.
Fuck that.
And he's a control freak from hell. And if someone comes along that's different, he tries to he tries to make them leave. He's a horrible person in my book. He has literally like gone out of his way just to try to fucking start shit with me when he was the one that just nope, wing get upstairs, sits on his ass all day and drives a truck. So he's better than everyone.
Jesus Christ.
Like people
That's
like
just-
that.
Fuck that.
Yeah, too fucking stupid for their own good. He's definitely got an inferiority complex.
Most people do.
Well, I may be like, what the fuck about something, but I'm going to at least try to understand it before I just write it off.
I understand that.
Thirst for knowledge. And I also want to go start exploring, living a life outside of society's norms because society's too stricken and afraid to let things happen. In my book,
I
a lot of
agree.
people are afraid to live, so they are just surviving, and they want everyone else to be the same way. And that's where most of your power mongers come into play.
Yeah, we are definitely hurting. People are definitely hurting, and nobody, well,
Well, it doesn't help that our government is ran by a bunch of
money hungry
ignoramuses, cretins.
cretins, yes.
And a lot of them look like hobgoblins gone wrong.
This is true. They're
Looking so old, they look like a freaking gremlin.
just straight up fucking death.
Yeah, walking corpses. And I'm just
It blows my
why?
mind. It actually hurts me to even think this way because it's so true. Just so rampant too. It's just disgusting.
There are people out there that say that elderly, like people that are like that, are better leaders. No, there's no compassion in them unless
Right.
they see dollar signs. They get bought and sold between companies on what votes they want.
Yep. Yep.
How in the hell is that even legal and that they're still in power is beyond me. Oh, they're the government. They're fucking everyone.
Yep. And they're allowed
They're
to.
bending us all over and dry railing us without second hesitation. And I know that seems pretty morbid, but look at what's going on in the world. The
It's
government
true.
has the ability to fix what we're going through right now, but they won't because they're being paid for.
Yep.
And if someone from the government is watching right now, kiss my motherfucking ass, motherfuckers. You're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the motherfucking problem.
I'm tired of fucking dicking my ass. It's like you're not even making it pleasurable.
Like, they're going to run the working class into the ground and then they're going to still demand us to work and we won't have the energy to. But it's still going to be our fault.
Yep. We're not pulling up our bootstraps.
No, we're not praying it away enough. Like, I believe in prayer, but prayer can only do so much before you got to stand up and stop what's going on.
Yep. Yep. And I think we're a long way off of that, man.
Mm. Well, not everyone. Most people these days just don't have the ability to give a fuck, let alone a damn.
Well, a lot of that, I think, to be honest, is everybody's just beaten down. Everybody's, I mean, we have to eat. We have to pay our bills. We have to, and it's like, but there's nothing left. It's, so I
And
think
there's more and more expensive stuff popping up every freaking day.
every fucking day.
I remember when cell phones were anywhere from 100 to 130 max for a prepaid, for a brand new prepaid. Now it's up to thousands of dollars.
Like everybody just has that shit laying around.
Well, see, and then they bring in payment plans and stuff like this. That's where they really get you. You're paying more for it because you're paying to you're renting to own, and to build your credit. That's good if you're able to pay that. But there are people out there that can't afford that type of
Right.
stuff, but doing it anyways, and they're running themselves ragged.
Yep. But what choice do people have? And that's what's sad.
Yeah, we really don't have a choice. We've got to
Right.
pay $6 for 1 gallon of gas. We've got to pay damn near $20 for a pack of smokes these days. Certain parts of the U.S., it's like damn near $20 for a pack of freaking Newports. Like, what the hell? When is this insanity gonna stop?
Right. I think we got some time, unfortunately.
I see us going to war with, another civil war. Before that, I see a bunch of other shit going on too. What exactly, I don't know, but it's going to be a catastrophe that's going to cause us to go to civil war with our government.
I think it's going to be something crazy for sure. Not gonna lie.
It's going to be one of those things. Oh, you want to do this? Well, now I see how you guys really are. I hate you all. And then everyone's going to get up in arms and go after people. And then there's going to be brother against brother, all of that. And it's not going to be right and wrong or good and evil mostly. It's going to be point of view. That's no reason to shed blood, but, there are too many people that are willing to do so than to try diplomacy. The way I was taught, the weapon doesn't make the man makes the weapon. If you're just going to pick up and start blasting at whoever you don't agree with or you don't like, you have no honor, so you have no reason to hold that weapon. Because you don't have the ability to say, well, that person may have made me mad, and may be wrong in my eyes, but it doesn't give me a right to take their life. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way because there are too many people out there running around. Oh, I'm a blood because you're a crip. You got to die. That's some dumb shit too. At the end of the day, hate is hate. There's no other way around it. I may not like what's going on in the world, and I may just hate it. But I don't want it to keep happening because it's screwing everyone in the long run.
Right. I agree too, man. I don't like a lot of things, but people do like the things I don't like, and who gives a fuck? Like you do, you boo,
There's just too many things going on in the world that have been allowed to happen for so long that there's not any real way that we can stop it right now. Unfortunately, this has got to play out a little bit longer.
It does. Unfortunately, it does. Like I said, man, I think it's going to be a little while longer, but I think we're going to see something different in our lifetime.
or at least the start of it.
Right.
And if anybody is out there watching us right now, I am trying to get comments to come up, but I am not having any luck. So, if you have me on Messenger and you have something you want to say, message me.
I hope we're not pissing anyone off.
Well, we're saying how we feel and the way we view things. If someone gets butthurt because of that, they can leave my channel and get off my page. I know that may seem harsh and bitter and cold and all of that, but so much through my life, I have been told that I have been wrong because of who and what I am, and that I shouldn't exist. I don't have the ability to give a damn anymore. Just because I'm different doesn't make me a bad person, doesn't mean I deserve to die or not exist. I have just as much right to be here as everyone else.
I agree. I wish things were definitely better that way. Everyone has a right to.
Oh, I gotta kill my mic for a moment.
Okay.
Help the missus with something. You doing water slides now?
Oh yeah.
So did you see the latest post that I did in CN?
I did. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've looked at it.
Well, I got some new equipment. I
Yeah, I
got
did see that. Yeah.
the panel lining pen.
Yeah.
Uh, I've got one of those now. I've got a model chisel now. Scribing model chisel, I should say, is what the full classification of it is. I guess I don't freaking know, but yeah, it's like I'm now that I'm more stable where I don't have to worry about if I'm going to get booted for whatever reason. Yeah, I can start doing like I can save up money and you know get what I need and whatnot, and then still have money left over for whatever.
Hell yeah.
And I'm just grateful that I can start living a life. But unfortunately, with the times that we live in, it is going to be a matter of time before a lot of the people that are in the United States and make the United States so great, and that's people that are different from everyone else, like me and you and everyone else, are probably going to have to run for their lives because we're probably going to start getting hunted down and either thrown in jail or executed.
Yep, being free thinkers.
Yep.
Yep, I totally fucking feel that, man.
And if it's going to come down to that, I'm grabbing my family, I'm grabbing my clan, and I am leaving this town. And when I say clan, no, I don't mean the KKK. So if anybody thinks that, go no. Like when I say clan, I mean more than one family coming together as a community.
It's going to be what we're going to end up with, man. I'm telling you.
If I've got to leave the U.S., I am going somewhere with no extradition. That way they can't say, well, he was born over here, send him back so we can kill him for being a traitor. Screw that.
Thinker, how dare you?
How dare you betray your country? Well, how dare you betray your people? You guys are running around being self-righteous when you can't even tell that you're killing the people that make everything possible in the U.S. besides you 1%ers. Well, we're the 1%. We're the only ones that matter. No, the working force is literally now slaves. I'm not coming back to that.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to. There are too many things going on where like the working class is going to get hit the hardest.
Yep.
We already are.
We already are, right. That's yes. We already are.
And everyone's like running around, well, we need to start doing this, we need to start doing that. I get there's a lot of talk, but there are not enough people that are willing to do anything. Like, if I could get a bunch of people going and get a petition to sign to, basically say, hey, get your heads out of your asses, I'd do it. But you start passing around a paper with some of the crowds that I'm around. I work at a liquor store, you guys. Like, they're not gonna if they come in with a clear mind, they're probably not there to keep it clear for much longer, so they get what they want and they leave. And the ones that are willing to talk, you got better luck holding a conversation with the wall sometimes.
That's fucked up.
I've had to tell my boss, look, I can't do this person. They're being too loud, they're being too belligerent, they're just being mean. Like, I'm gonna snap off and put them in their place, or there's gonna be a fight. I'm not Billy Badass by any means, but when I get triggered, and it's not pretty.
It's got to be rough sometimes dealing with people.
I hate sometimes especially liquor stores are hard to work on a full moon. I don't know what you think, what your views are when a full moon comes around, but the scientific part behind it is that Earth it gets closer to the moon, whatever, and my view on it is, yes, the Earth gets closer to the moon. There's a shift in the axis or whatever it is. I can't really remember right now. but that also causes the Earth's energy to get thrown off. So everything that's on Earth that is keyed into that energy, which is damn near everyone, even if they don't want to admit it,
Right.
they're getting thrown off too. And yes, that means the crazies come out more. And it got pretty bad last full moon because it was warm that day and it was kind of warm that night.
That's fucked up, dude.
And we had people come in there that were saying some off the wall shit. Like that people are like getting downloaded and that there's like bioorganic compute androids walking around. If there's bioorganic androids walking around, I don't think they were made by humans. And that's a big if. I'm not totally discrediting that idea, but I do not see that part being very viable. The ability to be able to genetically alter a human, we don't even have the full genome mapped out.
I haven't
And
heard that.
I don't think that we're willing to play, like there's scientists out there that want to play God that much that they're just going to make a bunch of random mistakes and hope that it comes out for better and possibly end the human race right off the rip because they created something they can't control. But, I read somewhere, like a couple of years ago or something like that they were going to genetically engineer elephant DNA and like cross splice it with mammoth DNA.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately,
I can understand certain things for science, yes, but if you're going to genetically alter a human, like it better be for a good reason, not just because, like, and it better not be for superhumans or anything. I can understand like genetically altering stem cells to make like replacement parts for people. I know
yeah,
that sounds,
I agree with that too. Yes,
but I think stuff like that is more feasible than biological warfare.
I do believe that we should be cloning or whatever for people's body parts, and I totally agree with that. I mean that just helps prolong man's existence in this universe. In my mind,
Well,
that's the greater good. I mean, you want to thrive as a species.
yeah, I think that's every species that's in existence. If it's dog, plant, animal, whatever, we all want
Absolutely.
to survive and become more. Even even the people I may not agree with, they all agree that we're all meant to thrive and grow and become more than we once were.
Yes. Absolutely.
But then again, when we get into the conversation even more, they're all like, yeah, well, this kind of person shouldn't exist. Oh, really? Okay, this conversation's over. I'm walking away now.
Yep. This is not a
Yeah.
conversation I wish to have, sir. Yep.
There are too
This
many people out there
conversation's
wanting to condemn than to love. I get hate. It's easier to hate.
it's easier to what?
To hate. I get that. But it
Yeah,
doesn't make it right.
I agree. It definitely is easier to hate than it is to love.
Because to love someone, you got to be able to trust them. And if you trust them and they hurt you, like you feel like an idiot. All right, I understand stuff like that all too well. But it doesn't mean just because your life went bad, you screw everyone else's over.
Right.
Or because you're miserable, you take everyone's rights away or whatever. You don't go out and start doing bad things to good people and not expect any consequences later on down the line. And if you're a person of a spiritual path, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to that good version of afterlife either. In fact, you might get screwed out of the deal.
Yes.
You might end up at the wrong end of the receiving stick of a dragon. Just for instance. I I just want everyone to stop hate, like not to completely stop hating, but at least try to get along with each other more so than we are. I
Yeah,
just don't see
agree.
the reason in it anymore. I guess I've woken up more than I realized.
Well, my thing with hate is hate's more of a taught thing. If we like my kids, they're young, they're impressionable. We don't teach them any kind of bad anything. And when we buy them, like my daughter, when we buy her baby dolls and stuff, we buy a black one too. Just because guess what? Those people exist in this world regardless.
At the
You
end
know,
of the day, they're still going to be here.
right.
They're not going to just stop existing because people don't agree with it.
You have to get along and you have to love each other.
Like even at the end of it all, if you go before whatever deity or whatever you view your afterlife is going to be, and you don't get in and you start blaming everyone else, you really haven't learned a thing from your spiritual path.
Right.
But then again, like I said, it's easier to hate and everything else in between besides just letting people be people.
Letting people be people. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Letting people be people. Just let people people.
Hmm. I'm tired of all the hate in the world. It just, at the end of the day, like I've been saying, hate is hate. There's no other way around it. And if you're gonna hate someone for just being themselves, then you got more issues than a yeah. Like I don't know what to tell you. Tell those kind of people because obviously they've never really known what love is. In my mind, anyways.
Or they have and they lost it and don't know how to get it back.
You
Because
gotta
they
keep
view themselves
yourself
as
out there. In
failures.
other words, you can't force someone to love you. You can't force someone to be on your side. You can't force someone to, well, truly be on your side and everything. You can try all you want, and it may work for a little bit until you do that one thing that sends that person over the edge, and then they walk away, or worse.
Well, I also believe that that's fixable as well.
Well, you might be able to fix it, but it takes time for people to
Takes
heal
time.
from stuff like that.
That's right. It does. But you also, if people would understand that position and work to try to better themselves to not be that way.
I've been doing that for about 3 years now, since I got sober again. No, during while like the last couple months of while I got like was beginning to wind into sobriety again, and then yeah, like I'm tired of what's been going on. Yes, but I also realize if I'm not good for myself, I can't help anyone out there.
Right. That's totally true. And I'm going to be honest, I'm just now figuring that out, man. And that's why I've been working hard to be a better person. And
Yeah.
I do everything I have to, man, to be humble and to love, to be loved.
It's a daily struggle, man.
It is. But to identify that and to strive to be better is also a good thing. You know, that
Yeah,
merit.
especially if most of the driving force behind getting
Yep. Oh, fuck. Spilled. You there? I think you cut out.
you there.
Yeah, I was about to text you.
Okay. Well, so I say we take a 10-15 minute break and then we come back and jump back into like either the topic that we've been discussing or the topic that we actually set out to start. Does that sound good, man?
Yes, sir.
All right. We will be right back to the to you. We will be right back here at the Hex Forge for more Hex talk. So you guys stay crisp, whatever you want to call it, and see you back here in a little bit. Keep it nerdy, y'all.